All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about something huge, how strong connected communities are, like our best defense against radicalization. It sounds like a massive topic, but you'll see that the solution actually starts super small, with you and with me. So let's dive in. You know that feeling, right? When you feel like you're just totally disconnected, kind of going it alone? We've all been there. But that feeling, that sense of isolation, that is the single biggest danger we're going to talk about today. Okay, so first up, let's look at what really makes someone vulnerable. And I'm willing to bet it's not what you think it is. Now, this might flip what you think on its head. We tend to imagine that extremism comes from, this big, explosive anger. But actually, the research shows it's the quiet, empty spaces. That feeling of being completely cut off from everyone, that's where dangerous ideas can really quietly take root. So, what do we actually mean by social isolation? Look, it's way more than just wanting a bit of me time. It's that deep gut feeling of not having a crew, not having a team, or, anyone who's really got your back. And when someone feels that empty space, they start looking to fill it, sometimes in some really destructive places. So if isolation is the big bad, then connection is the superpower that beats it. Simple as that. This is the entire game plan. Building community cohesion, which is just a fancy way of saying creating strong, supportive neighborhoods where people feel like they belong, that is the mission. And look, pushing back against isolation, it's not a one-person job. It can't be. It takes a whole team, a local community crew that's there as the first line of support for absolutely everyone. Great question. And no, this crew isn't some secret club with a special handshake. The funny thing is, you're probably already connected to it without even realizing. We're talking about the people and places you see and interact with pretty much every day. Just look at this list. It's your college, it's local community hubs, maybe a faith group, youth workers, even the local government. Every single one of these is a point of connection, a place where someone who's struggling can find a bit of support before they get totally lost. And here's the most amazing part. It doesn't take an army to make a difference. It just takes one. One teacher who you can trust, one friendly youth worker, one welcoming space. That's all it takes to offer someone a different path and completely change their story. Just one. But okay, what happens when a situation gets a little too big for the local crew to handle on their own? Well, that's when they call for backup. It's time for the pro-level team-up. Think of it like the Avengers assembling, right? Everyone comes together to tackle a bigger threat. This kind of collaboration between community groups and official authorities like the police is so incredibly powerful. But it only works if you have the one non-negotiable secret ingredient that holds it all together. And that ingredient is trust. Without it, the whole thing just crumbles. I mean, just look at the difference here. It's not a small thing. With trust, people feel safe. They share what they're worried about, help can get to people early, and everybody is safer. But without trust, people stay silent, problems get bigger and bigger in the dark, and suddenly everyone's at risk. It's night and day. So, how does this team up actually work? It's not super complicated. It's basically a 3-step play. Step 1, people in the community learn to spot the signs that someone might be struggling. Step 2, they share those concerns with the right people. And step 3, a whole support network kicks into gear to help that person out. It's all about being proactive, not waiting for things to get bad. And just so you know, this isn't just some nice idea we cooked up. This is the real deal. This whole system of community teamwork and early help is a core part of the UK's official approach to counterterrorism. It's called the PREVENT strategy. Okay, last section. We've talked about the problem, isolation, and the team that fights it. So now let's talk about your part in all this. Because knowledge in this game isn't just for passing a test. It's a genuine power-up. It turns you from someone on the sidelines into a key player. So check this out. Empowering the community is everything. And it kind of breaks down like this. A huge chunk, like 40%, comes from big public awareness campaigns. Another massive 40% comes from education in places like schools and colleges. But that last 20% is just as vital. It's about you knowing how to raise a concern safely if you ever need to. You need all 3 to make it work. And what does that education actually look like? Well, it's not about scaring people. It's about building up our defenses from the ground up. It's about celebrating diversity, promoting tolerance, and giving us all the critical thinking skills to see through extremist nonsense and just reject it. And really, this is what it all boils down to. The whole point of all this awareness, all this education, is to empower you, to give you the confidence and the know-how to be a first responder in your own community, not just someone who stands by and watches.
Phew. All right, we have covered a ton of ground. So let's wrap it all up with a quick mission briefing, just to make sure the most important bits are locked in and ready to go.
So here's your mission. Number 1, understand that your community, you, your friends, your college, is the absolute number 1 line of defense. Number 2, know who's on the pro-level team, from your tutors all the way to local authorities. And number 3, use what you've learned to empower not just yourself, but everyone around you. At the end of the day, this isn't somebody else's job. It's ours. A safe, strong community is built one small action at a time, brick by brick. So the question I want to leave you with is this: what brick are you going to lay today?